So guys, I am here again on Aquatics platform and using it just to have, my profits and binary options. I am welcoming all of you who are back or who are new here. And if you have any questions and there's something still unclear, please text me, but be clearly and really attentive to all accounts that you are actually texting. So we start today and then gonna talk about how it went. And just starting, and the period time framing, here's gonna be my bet, here's gonna be my currency pairs such as small payouts. Why is that? Okay, choosing all of that. So yep, today's strategy I'm planning to do also on an easy basis. Here's the candles, 30 seconds, and the first one is going to be the parabolic star. But it's looking ugly. And if you zoom it up, and the second one is going to be CCI. Quite simple, common spread, favorite. It's all of that about that indicator. Here is gonna be the periods. So this is how it's actually looking for us. And I've been telling you a lot about these two indicators, especially about the parabolic star. And yep, if we are looking at this dots just above the chart, showing us that we are falling, we are actually falling. If you are looking at and that's below the chart and it's rising, we are actually rising, but it's not also detecting what is going on. We actually can use the parabolic star for prediction. And about the CCI here, I'm showing you it's just the periods, it actually combined, and if you compare, there's the perfect picture of all this chart. So let's start with the first bet. It's not going to be that complicated, but again, two indicators, not super perfectly for 100% prediction. And here, my first bet is going to be for an upward movement, and I'm going to tell you why. About the CCI, I'm actually seeing that after a while, and we have this like a 1 minute, it's going to be hitting this support line and coming just back. It's just gonna play back with the green candle, and we're gonna wait for that and see the result. So as I told you here, I use the CCI as a main indicator of what's going on, because it's actually, this indicator is not about the whole chart movement. It's calculating, it's using a lot of stuff to analyze, and trusting this indicator, we can actually be profitable. So about the indicators, maybe you need to sometimes to read some additional info just to trust it more and to know where I can use it and where I can trust specifically. And so here, what we are actually detecting, this is two dots that showing us this is just the beginning of a downward trend, but CCI is showing us that we're gonna rise, and all these parabolic star dots showing us the common trend. It's not about the candles, so we are checking firstly CCI just to be more predictable about the fluctuations, about the candles. And here I play mostly just, paying attention to the CCI. Let's check it out. And as I told you, this is the green candles. We are about to have it as a profit. And what about the parabolic star actually? And yep, have you seen that? And just if it's gonna be like 2 seconds just before, and my bet are gonna be just ending at the 2 seconds period before, I'm gonna be dead already. But the timing and the trust into the CCI, and you may see now it's gonna be breaking. Yep, as I told you, but it's still rising. But look at the CCI, it's gonna showing us some downward movement afterwards. So what I was trying actually to tell you about the parabolic star, it is quite important when you see the whole picture. So the whole chart rising, there's also some, like an average, meaning some indicators, some tools that are using, inside of this indicator to show us that regarding, this point, the chart is still falling or is still rising. So here it's quite obvious situation actually. CCI is still showing us that we're gonna be in this short period rising. It doesn't mean that it may, maintain while this 1 minute, but it actually, with the whole chart, you may see we have some long candles, so we have some time, it's not like the high volatility, the small fluctuations, and there's like a 10 seconds almost left, and we may see, it's just started to change a little bit, but it's gonna be okay for us. I told you it's gonna be but it's gonna be okay. We got it as a profit, and now this orange candle just breaking, and we were rising, and the parabolics are here was showing us that we are getting upward also. So in that case, we could just combine this indicator. So here, let's make it last or maybe pre-last bet for us. So I made my bet for an upward movement, but you may see that the CCI and the parabolics are dots showing us it's gonna be the downward movement. But what am I just expecting? This flat line of the CCI is not gonna get any downward because it actually wasn't that down for a while ago. And plus about the dots. What about, you should also think about the dots. When the dots are quite far away from each other, it means that the trend are just maintaining. When the dots getting closer and closer and closer, it may actually mean that the trend may change or may end or something like that. And you may see already with these green candles that I am just to the profit, and I was predicting that, even with that strategy, and together with the CCI that actually was giving me the hint that maybe it's not gonna be that down. I'm having it as a profit, and that's again. Let's make it the one last bet, just maybe maybe I'll find something more just to explain. So what we are having here, and that's actually the perfect situation that we were actually looking for. Parabolics are showing us this is gonna be the drastic fall. CCI showing us this was a drastic fall, but with the CCI we need to be quite attentive because it may change, because it is striving to hit this support line, and with the 1 minute I hope it's gonna be enough, but we will see how it's gonna be. With the 3 minutes I wouldn't enter that, no way. And as we are seeing, CCI is getting so flat, and it's just continuing and maintaining the trend that we are having, and we entered just in the beginning of the trend, and we could actually make more bets, but you may see that it started to change. As I told you, when it's hitting the support line or the resistance line, we are expecting the change. So we need to just, to count, be really attentive how much time we have before this hitting of the support line are gonna happen. So it's done, and done with a profit. So it's done when it's done. And as I told you, this strategy is quite simple with the indicators, but not a perfect combinations. But that's my aim, just to give you all the angles of the trading, all the difficulties that you can actually strive it. And there is no perfect key, to be profitable like 100% of time. There is no perfect market that is working just for you and for your mistakes, for your inattention. You are actually a trader who lose, who win, and that's the game. You need to remember that, and you need to be in control of your emotions and in control of what strategies you're using and what decisions you're actually making. And I'm here for also. So we stay tuned and get together for some more.